everybody, and welcome back to Value Chain Minutes. I'm Andy Brisley, and I'm here with Jay Pradham, and we've been talking about the project-driven or project-centric supply chain. In this piece, we're going to be talking about who are the ideal candidates for implementing a solution like this. What are the industries, et cetera? So, Jay, what has been your experience for how companies or what type of companies or industries this can really gain benefit from?
Yeah. So broadly speaking, there are two types of companies that can use the project-driven supply chain. One of them is companies that make or manufacture goods as a contract manufacturer. So if you are a manufacturing company and you have customers who give you contracts or who give you basically projects to make something, and then before you make something, there is some amount of work such as design or engineering or research that goes into that contract, and you want to containerize all of your business activity for that project, and you're using supply chain for that, then you are one of those ideal candidates, right? The other is companies such as utility companies or construction companies that build assets. Let's say you are a construction company and you have multiple construction projects going on, and you want to buy inventory and use that inventory segregated based on project to project. At the same time, you also want to find out how much is going to expense, how much is going to build the asset, and overall profitability of the project if you bill your customers at the end of the project. So any business that requires managers to segregate their business activity project by project, utility companies are a good example. So utility companies like internet service providers, telecom providers, they usually have their own in-house projects to build assets. They could be cell phone towers, they could be trenches that they dig for the fiber optic cable. All those construction type projects require them to buy material, issue material to the construction workers, segregate it by project, and at the end, when all of those costs are absorbed into projects, they can go and push those costs to create fixed assets. So it's a great tool to keep your supply chain activity and your related business activities segregated, and a lot of companies can qualify under this umbrella.
So, just as an example, in my past lives, I was working with large scale manufacturing companies that would be building huge machines that would then be installed into factories. And if you want to think conveyor lines, or if you want to think large scale presses or large scale machinery that does high tech type of manufacturing, and they have to install in various phases, would that be a good candidate as well?
Absolutely, because for heavy machinery or heavy industrial manufacturing, it's not like you can just make something in your factory and then ship it on a truck. There is also labor and business activity that's involved in getting it installed. So, let's say, for example, if you are an elevator company and you are hired by general contractors to build elevators, it's not like you can make an elevator inside your warehouse and ship it off and via a truck, and they'll install it. You'll have to send your technicians out. Those technicians incur a labor cost, there is travel costs, there's other expenses, there is material on site depending on the type of the building. That elevator or that escalator or any such local equipment could be a project by itself. So you need a tool in Oracle to containerize and segregate all of the costs that you incur for your client. And they are not necessarily all inventory costs, but you do have a lot of inventory costs when you make that elevator, when you install that elevator, when you install rails and other cables tied to that elevator in that building. If you have to do other things to that building to make that elevator work, those all costs have to be absorbed. You have to know how much you incurred so that you can bill your customers appropriately and make sure that every project is profitable. Otherwise, if you do all these loose transactions and try to bundle them together around a project, it becomes really hard.
All right. Well, thank you, Jay, and thanks for that informative session. So, again, folks, we've been talking about project driven supply chain. We will be talking next about who are the personas or what are the actual roles that gain value from this type of operation. So, I encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and as well as provide us any feedback or content suggestions for future sessions. Thanks a lot, everybody, and hope you have a great day. Thanks, Jay.
Thank you.